I've had this problem so many times. I still have this problem. And I don't know if I'm actually the right person to answer it, but I've heard it so many times that I think that I have to say it. And that's this: don't give advice, listen. Don't give advice, listen. Don't give advice. Just listen to your client, listen to your customers, listen to what's going on. And I have had to stop myself so many times from this, and I still make the same mistake. In fact, there is a lot of irony in this video, considering I'm giving you advice, telling you not to give advice, and telling you to listen. But have I listened to you? Well, we'll see. I hope I'm learning to listen. But what we need to do is start listening to our clients, and rather than shoving them with the information we think they need, a lot of times, and this is so broad that it's almost scary. I see a lot of use cases, a lot of case studies, a lot of information pamphlets, and they're just telling me things that I don't really need to know, but they think I need to know. And I can see by the use case or by this, this white paper that I'm reading, yeah, it doesn't speak to me, because they're talking about the benefits of their company, but not the benefits of the solution for me. Or they're talking about all the things they will do, but not how those things will affect my life or affect the life of the business that I'm running. So we've got all these things they're talking about, but it doesn't actually relate to me. So we need to stop, pull back, and say, hey, am I listening to my client? Am I listening? What's going on with them? What are their real problems? What's the real frustration? The real thing that's happening? Because so often we're talking, and the thing is that the answer. I know it. I know the answer. You know the answer for your client. Doesn't matter. We have to stop and listen to them. We have to listen and listen and then listen. How do we go about this listening? There are a few things that I like to do. One is, of course, this reflective speaking or active listening, as I've heard it called, where you repeat back to the person what they're saying, or you repeat back to your client. That's great. And I'll even do it in text. And the reason why I'm doing this in the text is because often the text is really convoluted. It doesn't quite make sense. It doesn't quite gather the points of what do you need? What are you really trying to say to your customers? What are your customers saying to you? And how are you relating what you're saying to them? How's that connecting to show that you're listening? Because that's what you need to do. You need to show. You can't just listen. That's not good enough. It is important, and that's what I said at the beginning. But you need to show that you're listening. You need to show them. There's the joke about the guy and his, she's like, we've been married 20 years and you haven't told me you love me. And he's like, well, I told you when we got married. I'll let you know if I change my mind. That's not good enough. You can't, just show. You can't just, listen. You have to show them. You have to give examples, and people know you're listening when you're actively listening. That means you repeat back to them what they're saying, but then you go under that. You pull under that, and you try to pull out their emotional context. And this is so important. And I believe that businesses, enterprises, I mean, if you look at the big ones, just any of them, they're run on emotions. They're run on, I mean, just look at the massive if you think about politics likes to say it's about government, but come on, it's about emotions. It's all about emotion. Companies are built on emotions. They're not built on facts and figures. They're built on emotions, and then we justify that. So we want to find that emotional content and then use that. And I believe it has more emotional content, and we need to connect with that emotional content because there are so many risks at stake. And that's why people have so many facts and figures, because it has a lot to hold it together. But if you're going to connect with people, you're going to have to connect at that emotional level, that current that they're floating at. that they're just kind of like always there and like, oh, is this going to be okay? And if you can save them, if you can pull them out and be like, yes, it's going to be okay, then they're going to love you. But you have to listen to them in an authentic way. And that means, just like I did at the beginning of this video, you have to be vulnerable. And then they're going to open to you because they know that you're willing to share with them the real experience that you have. So that's the tip on listening. I hope this helps. If you want to know how to listen better and how to really, if you want to know what you can do to, if you want to know how you can really connect with your customers and make them so they think that you are God's gift. If you want to know how to connect with your customers, or you want to connect with your customers and you know that you've got that potential but you don't know how, or you want to put it in your text, you want to make that until it's a complete package so they're relating to you and you're grabbing them by the gut, then contact me in the email. Or if you're not ready for that, go ahead and get the 7 power keys to explosive business and sales. This will help you in understanding the basics, and then we can go from there. If you've liked this video, if it works for you, please give a thumbs up, give a like, give a comment, ask me what your problems are. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye for now.